Hello everyone, this is Will from Singletrack magazine, and we're currently here in Fort William for the second round of the 2018 World Cup. I'm joined here by Connor Fearon.
How's it going?
Very well, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks.
And Connor's here with a beautiful carbon fibre Kona operator. This is brand new, so we're going to have a bit of a chat to him about this bike, some of the features on here. So, Connor, how long have you been on this bike? First, when did you get on this?
I think we got a prototype frame like at the start of this year, so I've been riding it pretty much since then. This one is brand new from like 4 days ago, so pretty fresh and excited to ride it some more.
It looks very shiny and scratch-free.
Yeah, so hopefully it stays like that, but we'll see.
And this is currently a brand new unreleased bike, is that right?
Yeah, so this is like, I think this is pretty much what the production one will be. It's a bit different to the prototype one we had like for the last few months. But yeah, I think this is pretty much what the consumer will buy eventually.
Gotcha. And obviously we can tell it's a beautiful, big, hulking sort of carbon fibre frame. But tell us about some of the details. We have a bike behind here as well, which we're going to chat about in a moment. But what's different to this compared to the previous operator you're racing on?
Yeah, well, I guess first and foremost, it's carbon fibre, so the weight's down a bit. And then I was lucky enough to pretty much work with Kona to build whatever we wanted, and I was a big fan of the old bike. Then sometimes we just wanted a bit more adjustability at the races, because obviously there's like a big difference racing at Fort William than Leogang or Switzerland. So one bike I thought like is not going to be good for every single track that we race on. So we've been able to add some adjustability to it with the chainstay length and the top tube length, bottom bracket height. So pretty much we can tailor it to all the tracks now, which is really good.
So we've got a two-position for the rear wheel down the bottom there?
Yeah. So last year we were lucky enough to make a different chainstay for the old bike where it wasn't adjustable, and we used both of them like equal amounts of time. So two positions was fine, and so that's what we've pretty much made for this bike as well.
Gotcha. And as far as geometry goes, from what I can tell, we've got a two-position pivot bolt there in the rear of the rocker, so that kind of steepens the head angle or slackens the head angle and lifts up the BB or drops the BB.
Yeah, exactly. That's also there we can swap the wheels out for 29 or 27 and a half. So here we've got both bikes set up pretty much the same. So yeah, but you can use that to slacken lower the bottom bracket on the same size wheels if you desire as well.
So I guess we should rewind a little bit to that bit there. So this is technically the first 29er downhill bike from Kona, is that right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Right. And how are you feeling? How are you finding the 29er? How are you enjoying it or not enjoying it? What's good? What's bad?
Yeah, I like riding it. Like for World Cups, I think it's good. If I wasn't racing World Cups, I'd probably ride 27.5 all the time. Just I think it's more fun, and you kind of sit on the 29er and you just steer it, and it just goes like really fast in a straight line. So we built it up for Fort William, and it's going to be sick here, I think. But I think later on in the year when we have some more turns in the tracks, like La Bresse and the World Champs at Switzerland, like I'm going to run the other bike where the tracks are a bit shorter and tighter.
Right, so you can tell here we've got both bikes set up, so they're actually the same frame. We've got this one set up as a 29er, the one at the back there set up as a 27.5. So tomorrow you'll ride both bikes?
It's pretty unlikely. I think there's just not enough time at the World Cups to ride on both bikes. So just going to go in the 29er and just commit, and like I've ridden it enough to know that it's going to be sick here, so I'm just going to get on it and rip it. Pretty much.
Good plan of attack. You've just come back from the track walk. What do you think of the Fort William race course for this year?
Yeah, I actually really like Fort William. Like it's fast and there is a lot of turns up there. So this year it's pretty much the same route as normal. Just some of the holes are filled in at the top, and the big mud bog section is filled with rocks now, which like I thought that is going to be really cool on the 29er. You don't even need to look at lines. You just ride wherever you want, and just monster trucks. So that's going to be fun. And then, yeah, pretty much the same old, and usually like by the third run you're up to speed here just because everyone knows the track so much. So yeah, I'm really excited for tomorrow actually.
Fantastic. And any changes you might make to the bike given that the weather's looking a little bit ropey this weekend?
Yeah, like I'm not sure. Like obviously there's tyres and change your suspension a bit, but here like it's actually almost better in the wet. It's just the wind that makes a big difference, like because it's so dry. Like once it gets some wet, it actually grips up really well, and so it doesn't really change. It's just the wind that, like the top session can change by like 10 k's an hour if it's windy or not windy. So that's a big factor. But yeah, the rain is actually pretty cool as long as it's not raining really bad and you can't see anything.
And hopefully the thunderstorms stay away.
Yeah, so we don't want the lift to get shut down, so hopefully they stay away.
Ideally not, no. Now the last question I got for you, Connor. If you could sum up Fort William in three words, how would you sum up Fort William World Cup?
Fast, gnarly, and spectators.
Excellent,
Lots of
excellent.
spectators.
That describes it very, very well.
Yeah.
We're on day one of Fort William World Cup here. We've got 3 more days of action. You'll be on this bike tomorrow, so best of luck for the weekend, Connor.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
No worries, and thank you for taking us through the brand new carbon Kona operator, which you'll be seeing more of soon, I'm sure. All right, enjoy the weekend.
Thank you. Cheers.
Tooroo.